Hola, I'm Paul Fain. I'm a journalist based in the United States covering education and work.
Hello, my name is Conrado. I am the COO of Manatech, and I'm also the regional advisor for the MIT REAP program, Regional Entrepreneurship Acceleration Program, and glad to be here.
Well, it's great to meet you and good to chat with you. Thanks for doing this. So let's just start with how you came to Manatech, why you decided to join forces.
All right, that's, I think, a bunch of pieces coming together. When I was doing my MBA at MIT, Moishi Mana, which is the founder of Manatech, he sponsored a group of students to go to Miami and do an evaluation of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And I was part of the group. I was one of the lucky ones to go to Miami. And I had the chance to talk to a lot of players in that ecosystem to understand how it works and to see how Manatech could be positioned in that ecosystem to bring and to create value to the ecosystem. After that, I came back to MIT, graduated, did some projects, and then I got more involved with what Manatech was doing, and that's how we started talking. And now, yeah.
So how did your experience at MIT prepare you for the project in Miami?
That's a good one. Okay. The reason that I am at Manatech now, it's because I do believe in the work that they're doing. I do believe that they're going to change the landscape of Miami, and Miami has the potential to become the hub of the Americas.
Absolutely.
My time at MIT just gave me, let's say, the tools to see that clearly. So I was able to understand, okay, this is something doable. This is actually feasible. So I am able to be part of this. So I guess it just gave me a different lens and changed the perspective of how I see Miami.
And it sounds like you saw potential to build something meaningful. And just what I know about Manatech, which is not too much, but there's about bridging gaps. I like that description, bringing together different pieces of the puzzle. Can you give us a sense of what that means?
So talking about the bridge and what Manatech can bring to the table, especially for Latin American companies and entrepreneurs, the idea that Miami has a lot to offer to Latin American entrepreneurs, Manatech is going to put everything accessible for those entrepreneurs. The idea is that we're going to introduce them to the ecosystem. We're going to show them that Miami has a lot to offer. We're going to be able to put them in contact with people that could make a difference in their business. We're just, as I said, a bridge. So the idea is to show that, okay, it's not like a long distant dream. It's something that it's very close to you, something that is accessible.
Right. I was struck by the focus on mentorship as well. I think not what you think of always in that sort of a network effort to actually create opportunity for folks. Can you give me a sense of why that focus and what you've been able to achieve with it?
Okay, so when, let's say, a Latin American company go to US at first to visit and understand, okay, let me see the market first before I actually try to enter this new venture. The internationalization process, it's not just changing address. So it's very important to have someone that knows how it works, that understands how everything should come together and on that new ecosystem. So mentorship, it's just a way of telling, hey, come here, stand by my side. I'm going to show you, okay, this is the path that you could be taking. These are the mistakes that I did. So I made mistakes, so you should not make the same mistakes that I did. We do believe that by having someone not tutoring you, but the word mentorship is really interesting because we're literally just showing entrepreneurs that, okay, there is another way or this is a different path, but there's still a way to do it. So keep doing it because it's going to work eventually.
Well, that makes sense. I think about what I know of Miami as a citizen of the United States is the incredible portal to opportunity on both sides, in the United States and the world, and particularly Latin America. And the idea that having somebody help you kind of bridge those worlds, it seems incredibly powerful in that city. I know that Miami has made a lot of progress in tech the last few years. Can you just give us a sense of the energy that you're seeing right now and where it could go?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What Mayor Francis Soares did back in the pandemic was fantastic. When you talk about what Miami was before his tweet, you remember his tweet? How can I help?
I do.
So his tweet changed a lot of things. So I mean, a lot of the investors went to Miami. So a lot of companies started seeing Miami. Okay, this is a place in which I could actually grow my startup and start my business. And when you talk about Latin American entrepreneurs, it's a whole new ballpark for Latin Americans. The barriers of entry in the U.S. market, they are way lower in Miami. First, the language. I mean, for Brazilians, a lot of Brazilians do speak English, but it's not a common thing. So the language, it's the first barrier. In Miami, 75% of the population in Miami is bilingual. So they speak Spanish or even Portuguese. A lot of people speak Portuguese in Miami. So that's, lowers the barrier. I mean, just by talking, just by be able to talk to someone. One other thing, a lot of institutions, not only Manatech, but other institutions in Miami, they understand that the journey from the Latin American company. So when a company from, let's say, Brazil, from Porto Alegre, from Chile, from Colombia, they goes to Miami, okay, I know the type of struggles that some other entrepreneurs, they've been through, coming from your ecosystem and trying to enter this ecosystem. So it makes way easier for the company to have, like, let's call it a soft landing process in Miami.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I mean, you could make the argument that Miami is the United States' most global economic place. Here in Porto Alegre, I've been struck by the ambition, the hunger here at Caldera to build something, to be a beacon for the state, but also this whole country and beyond, and also the unique breadth of the contributions that you see here. What are your perceptions? What do you think of what they're building here?
I'm amazed. I'm literally amazed what Caldera is building here. The reason that I joined Manatech, as I said, is because when I look at 10, 15 years from now, I'm going to be able to say, okay, I was part of that.
Right.
Caldera is already doing this here in Porto Alegre. Caldera already there's already a mark here in Porto Alegre that is going to stand for decades here with the work that Caldera is doing here. So I do see Caldera changing the entrepreneurial landscape of not only Porto Alegre, the entire state of Rio Grande do Sul, and being an example for other ecosystems in Brazil, showing them, okay, it is possible. I mean, when you bring people together, when you promote collaboration, and you have public power and you have the private sector, you put everything together. Wow, that can bring that can change the ecosystem like for good.
Yeah, totally agreed. And I come from a education journalism background, and I'm not just saying this. Miami-Dade College, Fort Lauderdale International University, they're the tops when it comes to entrepreneurship, moving fast, collaborating with business, preparing students for the real world. Can you give me a sense of the potential that you see from Miami right now to meet this incredible moment of change driven by AI and tech generally?
Whoa, AI is changing a lot when you talk about new markets. And Miami is moving forward on that. The education institutions in Miami, they are already structuring themselves in order to create a new pool of talent. And AI is being embedded in this new education process. So the idea is that the new generation is going to go to the market way more prepared in terms of how to handle the AI tools and how to generate value with AI. Not only to play around, but to actually bring value when you talk about corporations, when you talk about discovering research and all those aspects that we could actually use those inside corporations.
Really well said. And to me, it feels unique in Miami. And I mean this sincerely. I mean, as somebody who looks at the national scene, they don't just meet with businesses.
Yes.
Miami-Dade in particular, they kind of reverse engineer their education based on very deep relationships with business. And I feel like I see that even more so here.
Yes.
And do you think that's kind of, that's the model of the future for preparing young people?
Yeah, I think if it's not, it should be.
Yep.
Because there's no other path. that I can see happening right now. Either you prepare in advance because the change is coming, and I do see Miami preparing itself. I do see Porto Alegre preparing itself. I saw what's happening in Tecnopuc. I saw what's happening here in Caldeira. All not only the content, but all I'm going to say free courses and disciplines and bringing AI to the table. I've seen panels here. I mean, with a lot of great content on how to actually use AI and not to just fool around with it.
Right.
To literally generate value with AI in order to bring something.
Yep. You know, I feel like you have seen in your work, and you're describing a different level of collaboration. You know, I'm not trying to say that there aren't a lot of innovation hubs that don't bring people together, but you're describing to me what feels really next level. And am I? And I'm not just saying that. Am I right? I mean, do you?
Yeah.
And what are the? Could you just give me a sense of some of the key ingredients that you see to make that happen?
Okay. I've been asked what's the difference between a co-working and an innovation center. A co-working is just a place in which companies they go together and they do their own work, and then they go back home and that's it.
And there's benefits to being the same space.
It's okay. It works for some folks. That's exactly what they need. But when you're trying to push innovation to go further and beyond, I mean, you gotta have collaboration. So the fact that Caldeira here is bringing together B corporations, bringing together SMBs, startups, tech partners, it's putting together all the tools that are necessary in order not only to try to make collaboration thrive, but also to generate business. I mean, when you put all of these people together, let's say a big corporation have a problem that they need to solve, but they have all the bureaucracy and this slow move process that they have. But then, okay, I have this, let's call it challenge. And a startup, okay, I can solve that.
Right.
But I don't have the tool. Then comes a tech partner. And say, okay, I have the tool. So suddenly you have a business happening between a big corporation, a startup, and a tech partner on the same place.
Right.
And that only happened because they're all on the same place.
Right.
So when you talk about innovation center, that's how you push forward. That's how you make it happen. Just co-working, okay, it's good, it works for something, but when you need to make innovation like nurture, you gotta have all the pieces in place.
Really well said. Thank you for indulging that. So we're going to go a little deeper on you, get a little personal.
Okay.
And, you know, I think about what they're building here in Caldeira. It takes a lot of risk. You know, in your life, your personal life, can you give us a sense of one of the biggest risks you've taken that you're proud of now looking back?
Okay. All right. I think the biggest risk that I've taken is when I started my own company. What I usually don't say is that I've faced almost everything that there is in entrepreneurship with that company. I faced it success and I also faced it failure. So because I bankrupt, and I bankrupt bad. But what makes me proud of it is that I survived.
Yeah.
And the learning process, what I've learned from that, let's say, experience, shaped me.
Yeah.
I mean, I am what I am today because of that learning process. It was not easy, it was not nice. I do not wish this to anyone. But today I do see that as a huge asset. So when I talk about entrepreneurship, I mean, I like to say that I don't just talk because I've experienced it.
Right.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, I would imagine you learned a lot. You just couldn't otherwise without that, even as painful as I'm sure it was. Well, thank you for sharing that. So, regret. I mean, you've taken risks, but any that you didn't take that you're still wondering, what if? What if I did?
I do have a big what if. I do have it. It's public sector. It's a huge what if in my life because I've been told by many people in different aspects, different timelines in my life that I do have everything that it takes to go and to have a great career on the public sector, and I've never done it. But I always wonder, what if?
Hey, you're young, man.
Yeah,
You could still do that.
I mean, I do see how powerful it could be. I mean, the public sector has the power to change entire ecosystem, to change, an entire society. I would love to be able to, I mean, to be a part of this. But it's a big what if, yeah, for now.
Well, we need, and I'm speaking for the United States and many other places, people like you to take that leap. So someday I hope you do.
Okay.
I say that as a
Thank you.
So Desire, what risk would you like to take today, metaphysically, let's say,
Okay,
now,
metaphysically,
now-ish,
okay.
and why?
Metaphysically, okay. I would love to be an entrepreneur again, to start something new. I do see on my first, let's say, attempt, I was too young. I was coming from a successful career in corporate. So I grew up pretty fast. I climbed the corporate ladder pretty fast. So I was like full of energy and full of confidence. But I didn't have the skills that were necessary to thrive in the entrepreneurial side.
Sure.
So that's, when I bankrupt, there was no other reason other than I was immature and I didn't have all the experience that I need to survive on that environment. Today, I like to believe that it's a different. I like to understand today I have more tools, I have more know-how, more experience, other contacts. I'm in a different context. So yeah, maybe one of the risks that I like to take is to venture again.
Well, I hope you get to do that. You talked very eloquently before about collaboration. Let's talk collective risk. What sort of collective risk comes to mind that will define a shared future for folks?
All right, collective risk. That is going to define, let's say, our future. During my MBA, I experienced firsthand the power of, how can I say this? The power that different backgrounds can put together. So when they come from different countries, people come from different origins, people come with different experience. And when you put all of that into one place and you start collaborating, it's amazing the amount of creativity, it's amazing the amount of energy, it's amazing. So I guess the biggest risk, collective risk, is if we dare to understand that, okay, how to actually put all of this together and embrace it. Our collective, how can I say this, diversity. When you put everything all of this together, people gotta understand that they cannot move mountains by themselves. When you put all of these different backgrounds, all of this different experience, all of those different people in one place, they can move mountains. They can literally change societies and countries.
Well, it sounds a lot like what you're trying to help build in Miami and what they're building here at Caldera.
Yes.
Conrado, thanks so much for sharing with us. Enjoyed chatting with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.